10 letters. Well, actually more than 10 letters, but...
Greetings, citizens! Captain Theory here to challenge your hypothesis about the ultimate hedgehog from Sonic Adventure 2. Did you know Dr. Gerald Robotnik found the final battle prediction on Floating Island, and therefore created Shadow from that prediction to create the ultimate life form?
Look, it's our very best friend, Captain him!
And in Sonic Unleashed, it's implied Dark Gaia and Light Gaia are heavily connected to the Chaos Emeralds. Dark Gaia to the negative Chaos Energy, and Light Gaia to the positive Chaos Energy. This is why you need to activate the temples to restore the Chaos Emeralds to their true form. Sonic became the Werehog because he was so close to the Chaos Emeralds at the time of Dark Gaia's awakening that the negative energy from the Chaos Emeralds that feed Dark Gaia went through him. This is also why Dark Gaia absorbs it back at the end of the game.
But Captain, in Sonic Adventure the Chaos Emeralds also split in half, yet they didn't summon any Gaias.
Dark Gaia did not come out in Sonic Adventure because the planet remained intact. If he could have come out without the planet breaking, why would Eggman blow up the Earth?
Wow!
And here I have a whole bag of letters from fans that need answering. Not to worry, Captain Theory is here to help.
Thanks, Captain Thingy. You hold the letter bag. Then we'll answer some letters in this episode, I guess.
Okay, let's see. Stop calling Sonic characters dumb. They're only kids.
Oh, that's right, was it? Tails is 8 years old, Sonic is 15, Knuckles is 16. They're pretty young.
Is that in human years or in hedgehog years? Either way, we'll never take their ages into consideration for any of their actions. Here's why. Okay, example. Let's say I'm a Sonic writer, and I would suddenly take a character like Ray the Squirrel or whatever, and rename him Adolf Hitler. You'd be confused, eh? Like me. But he isn't German, has a small moustache, or even hilariously racist. It's just a squirrel. Why call him Hitler? A name, an occupation, an age give us expectations, right? Here's the big question. Why are the Sonic characters so young? Amy is 12 years old. So imagine a 12-year-old girl. What do you think of? School, starting of hormones, the awkward age of being too old to be a kid but too young to be a teen. Amy's been 12 since Sonic Adventure, and since then we've seen that she can travel the world without adult supervision. She has at least been in the Sonic equivalent of New York, Egypt and Italy. Not to mention where these weird locations are supposed to be. She lives by herself in her own apartment containing custom-made furniture. So she's rich enough to pay airplane tickets and buy custom-made furniture? She's an ex-fugitive! We've seen her storm haunted castles several times, is friends with several ex-convicts, broken government institutions, fought the army, stopped some invasions, is a major player of an official military-commissioned group of rebels. Also, let me remind you that she has been 12 years old from Sonic Adventure all the way to the latest games, which means all these things took place in the space of 1 year. Which means I doubt she did much schoolwork. So let me recap. Amy is evidently a millionaire, dresses up in a fancy dinner dress, she's a globetrotter, high school dropout, ex-terrorist, highly ranked military official, ghost hunter, a potential gold medal winner in 3 different Olympics on at least 4 disciples each, and not one parent or child service agent in sight. Look at this list. Is there one part of Amy's character that makes you point and go, yup, that's a 12-year-old girl alright?
Yeah, she has a crush on Sonic. That's her one 12-year-old thing. She's clearly written as a world-traveling action heroine. So why would you make a character like that 10 years old?
This is what I like to call anime age. You know how in anime, when boys and girls are 10 years old, they go traveling the world to catch Pokemon. When they're 17, they're veterans of several wars. And when they're 25, they're middle-aged. All main characters refer to them as old hag. Making Sonic 15 is telling the kids playing the game, hey look, Sonic is just as old as you. That means you can be just as awesome as Sonic. The fact that you share the same age means you're practically the same.
This is not about suspension of disbelief. I'm perfectly fine believing that an 8-year-old mutant fox from a different planet can build his own airplanes. It's about a writing perspective. Why is he 8 years old when there's nothing 8 years old about his behavior or how people interact with him? As far as I'm concerned, Sonic characters are ageless, like Mickey Mouse. Is Mickey Mouse 15, 20, 30? No, he's just Mickey Mouse. Always written so that he's a reflection of your own age. So with exception of characters like Cream and Charmy that are written as kids, ignore their official ages. It's just a weird psychological trick for kids. Sonic characters are young, that's as far as it goes.
I agree!
Who cares about the story? It's about gameplay.
Ah, this old chestnut. Yeah, we mostly talk about story here.
Gameplay is the heart and soul of the video game. There's no denying that.
Now, we don't really want to go into if games need a story, as that's an opinion, and as Sonic Dissected we're not really interested in personal opinions, more into crazy ideas or observations. So here's something else. Let's take a look at how a story can help or ruin a game. Imagine, in our latest Sonic game, we're about to fight a boss battle. Before the battle, we get a cutscene, like this.
You little thieves! Did you really think you could out here alive?
Come and get some, Eggman!
Or you'll destroy these pets! Come off my servant!
Look at that! Sonic's friends are all where? What's going on? And then the door opens and Dr. Robotnik stands there all swearing, oh yeah, baby. And Sonic's like, Eggman, I'll defeat you. And Eggman's like, oh no, baby, check my ultimate robot. And then Golem jumps in and everyone's like, ah! And the robot's like, Rrr! And Sonic's like, damn. And Robotnik's like, oh yeah, baby.
Sonic, as the main character and a cool factor, is the guy you associate with. So you share his sentiments most of the time. If Sonic's shocked and impressed, it rubs off on you. So you play the boss battle, and regardless of the gameplay, if you win, you'll be like, yeah, I defeated the giant robot! You're not so strong, eh, Eggman? Or if I lose, it's more, damn, I lost! Guess this robot really is powerful! Ugh. Cause that's the state of mind the cutscene builds me up to.
To be fair, in a game like Sonic 06, the game is so buggy that you are too busy yelling at the game in frustration to be even remembering the cutscenes.
Well, yeah. Story rubs off on you, but it can only carry you along for so far.
Anyway, now the exact same boss battle, now introduced with this cutscene.
I captured your friends, flinging them through time to bait my traps.
But the more your monster tears through time, the more damage you do to the world.
The world? I'm going to own the world when I'm finished with Sonic! Wow, will I really get that crazy? Less arguing, more destroying.
Destroy me? You and what mustache? I beat you all the time by myself, and now there's two of me.
Then I'll have twice as much fun defeating you!
Oh, I captured your friends who set up traps. The friends are already saved and the traps are already defeated. Why are you so excited about that? The world will be destroyed! The world, I will own the world! Yeah, you will own the world you're destroying. Yes, I will own it. What? Huh? I'm an idiot. Yes, and I will beat you, because I always beat you. I beat you all the time, and I will beat you again, because you suck. Yes, I suck. Come on, let's beat Eggman again, like we always do. Beat me? Oh yeah? Yeah, well, I will beat you! Yeah, that's a hilarious comeback. And now I will beat you again. Again, like always, because you suck. You know? So Eggman is an idiot, Sonic isn't impressed, and I'm bored. So if I beat the boss battle, I'm like, oh, Eggman's defeated, again, like always, whatever. And if I lose, I get frustrated at Sonic. Hey, I thought you were the amazing hero that always defeats Eggman. Why do you suck all of a sudden? So again, the way the cutscene sets up the context, the characters, and the boss battle, it changes the way how I deal with victory or defeat. It pumps me up, or in this case, it makes me apathetic, not giving a damn about what's going on.
But again, if the boss fights are glitchy or horrible, your brain will soon discard the emotions the cutscene gave you and you would focus on the gameplay issues. Not saying a story is the only thing responsible about how you perceive things that happen in the gameplay, but they are a big help. You don't have to have cutscene, but when you do, you better make sure they do more good than harm.
I agree.
Next. Your statement about Shadow in your Sonic Infinity 2 video is wrong. Shadow is actually revealed to... Alright, so, one thing about Sonic Dissected is that we prefer to focus on new observations or ideas, and I usually kind of rush through the general information, because I hate it when I'm watching a video on YouTube like, ooh, Sonic Adventure Dissected. I wonder what insights we get here. And then after 40 minutes of watching it, all we've gotten is, it's a game made for the Dreamcast, and there's 6 characters with each their own gameplay, and the story is about Chaos, the water monster. Ah, great, so are you just going to read things from the manual now? I assume with this show that only Sonic freaks watch, and most regular people have already run for the hills. So I tend to rush through obvious explanations, as I assume you already know about them. So in the Amy chapter, we didn't really want to imply that Amy doesn't love Sonic at all. That seems kind of obvious already. We were just showing an alternative and more complex way of looking at their relationship. And with the bit about Shadow's possible rejected backstory, no need to post Shadow's entire Wikipedia page to us. We know, okay? We were just exploring an alternative explanation. So my apologies if we got the wrong message across at times. I'll be more careful in the future.
I agree.
Next letter. Dear Roger and Luke, why the hell is Sonic driving in a car? He can run faster. Why, yes, that is funny. No, it's not. And here is a list of all the reasons why Sonic could drive a car.
1.
Perhaps Sonic likes mastering new skills. He's already the fastest runner, and now he has the new challenge of becoming the fastest driver.
2.
Sonic likes a challenge. Driving in a car gives his opponents more of a fair chance to beat him.
3.
Moving cargo is easier in a car than if Sonic would have to hold on to it.
4.
As we've seen in Sonic R and Sonic Unleashed and such, Sonic is fast but is not very good at sharp turns.
5.
When Sonic joins a car race, then using the cars is part of the rules of the competition. If I'm invited to a tennis match, I don't punch my opponent in the face, even though that would improve my chances of winning. It's a tennis match, so you play tennis. Sonic is in a kart race, so you use karts. Even if running is faster, that would be cheating.
6.
Walking on a racetrack filled with cars is dangerous.
7.
Sometimes his vehicles can fly and float on water. Sonic does not.
8.
Sonic might feel bummed and left out if everyone gets a cool car except him.
9.
Sonic is secretly the Stig from Top Gear.
10.
Perhaps Sonic...
Okay, that's enough. You're starting to sound too British, man. The point is, there's plenty of reasons why Sonic could be in a car. I guess everyone just wants a Sonic Run race game. And hey, you've got Sonic 3, Sonic R, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and Sonic 2006 for that. Ta-da! I believe Sumo tried to have a running Sonic, but it was too hard to program the game if the character would have different sizes or something. Not to mention, it would be extremely silly if everyone and their uncle could run just as fast as Sonic. And if Sonic is that much faster than the rest of the guests, there wouldn't be much competition. But the main reason why everyone keeps making this joke is because one Flash movie once made a joke about it, and now everyone repeats it to make themselves sound more smart. The joke was that Sonic being in the car was the reason why Sonic Drift Racing sucked or something. Because, you know, the game would have been amazing if the game had sprites of Sonic running instead. Whatever. So yeah, Sonic has perfectly valid reasons to enjoy driving a car, and if you want a Sonic running race game that badly, just play some Sonic R or something.
I agree.
Super Sonic Racing. Next letter. In your Sonic Generations Flash video, you said skyscrapers instead of skyscrapers. Yeah, dumb mistake. I just wrote it down the way I say it. Writing subtitles and such is usually the last thing I do in my animations, and that's usually 3 in the morning and my brain's fried. Sorry about that. Next letter.
In your Sonic Adventure 2 video, you said Shadow is Eggman's henchman, but he's not. Shadow is Dr. Eggman's equal.
No, I'm pretty sure Shadow said he'll serve Eggman.
I will grant you one wish.
So he's helping Robotnik.
Shadow is not Eggman's henchman.
Look, we see Shadow obeying several direct orders from Eggman.
Shadow will enter the upper room, where he will set the timer on these dynamite packs. Doctor, they're heading directly toward us. What should we do? Wait, Shadow. I'm the one who should be telling them the end is near, not you.
And yeah, Shadow does give a couple orders himself.
Bring more Chaos Emeralds. Shadow, wait!
But they come more across as requests, or if you want me to do something, do this first things.
Shadow is not Eggman's henchman. It was a trick. He tricked Eggman into doing his will.
Yeah, eventually, but I said in the first half of the game, Shadow and Rouge...
Shadow is not Eggman's henchman.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with him being Eggman's agent, okay?
Shadow is not Eggman's henchman.
Just why are you...
Shadow is not Eggman's henchman.
Okay, fine, shut up. Alright. Yes, Shadow is amazing and awesome. In fact, from this point on, please replace everything I say about Shadow in the past and the future with Shadow is awesome and amazing and perfect and flawless and I have nothing interesting about him to say anymore. There. Now shut up.
Oh, come on, Roger. Keep a stiff upper lip.
Shadow is...
Next letter. Let's see. In the previous episode you said Shadow... No!
Another letter. Let's see. You seem to know a lot about Sonic. Why don't you guys become writers? Ah yes, well, the reason why we haven't tried for a job as video game writers at Sega yet is the same reason we haven't applied for a job as executive director of drinking beer and watching TV. That is, the job probably doesn't exist, and if it does, everybody would want to have it. Also, let's be real here. Despite the fact we usually blame the writers for mistakes in the story, I think it's probably more of a case of executive meddling, especially when looking at Sonic Colors and Chronicles. I could just see the writers have bigger plans and eventually got lost in several hasty rewrites. I'm pretty sure writing a story is more than just sitting down and writing a story. You'll probably be constantly fighting with misguided directors. The real problems are probably more internal. And even besides that, we're not perfect. Our stories would probably be awkward fanfiction. Providing criticism is easier than actually applying it. I'm pretty sure you could use all our criticisms from Sonic Dissected to take Roger's work completely apart. We mostly make these videos to explore some ideas and give fans more context and knowledge to base their complaints or praises around. Not really to teach Sega a lesson or set ourselves up as saviors. We're not.
I agree.
Right. You misspelled skyscrapers as skyscrapers in your Generations Flash movie. Every idiot knows how to spell. Yes, every idiot does know how to spell. However, only a select few idiots know how to make amusing Flash movies, so we decided to focus on that talent rather than being yet another good spelling idiot. Next letter.
They should put Princess Sally Acorn in a Sonic game. She's a great character. And let the artsy comic book writers write future stories.
Sally who?
Dear Princess Sally Acorn from the Saturday morning cartoon and American comic series. The thing about a princess is, well, she's a great character. Sally's a princess, rebel leader, computer genius, love interest, a ton of big impressive things, and that's why she's popular. And also why she should never be thrown in the game's continuity. See, the comics and cartoon show are written around her character, so she works great there. You can't really throw such an impactful character into another continuity. The character structure of the games is already a mess. Sally would absorb Tails' role as Sonic's companion. Knuckles is the knowledge expert, Amy is the love interest, the Geodix is the detectives, etc. Either become a huge black hole Mary Sue sucking the whole story structure up, or they'd really have to tone her down so much that you lose the point of using her in the first place. And then the Sally fans would complain that the games turn her into an idiot, and then the game fans will say, yeah well, welcome to the damn club, everyone turns to a damn idiot in the games, and everyone is happy or something. Point is, introducing Sally in the game universe is like putting Sherlock Holmes in the Geodix. It'll either make half the cast obsolete, or they'd have to turn a great character into a parody idiot. And as for the comic books, the thing about American comics is that they're great and awesome when you regard them as your own little club. You know the artist, follow the heroes of the comics on a weekly basis, send in mail and the editors will respond. It's your own little club. We complained before that later video games make Sonic too powerful a main character and the supporting cast useless. And the comics avoid that by going into the complete other direction and turning practically every supporting character into a main character. Because they can do that, there's a million issues of comic books. But yeah, whenever I buy an American comic, I always feel like an idiot. So it's like, hey, Eggman and Sonic teaming up! That sounds like an interesting story! Eggman's crazy! Should have read the previous issue, I guess. Ah, I know him from a TV show. Well, who's he? Huh? Who are they? What? Eggman has animals instead of robots now? Meanwhile, other bunch of characters are in an Idaho hospital, and Nicole? I thought she was just a computer thing. Ah, that's the queen they talked about, and another new character. Okay, so she's in the comic because, and they fight, and a battle. Oh boy, now Sonic and Eggman will cooperate, like on the cover. So now, buy next issue, if you can find it. Oh, bonus story! Another new character! Okay, so this girl is about to... Oh, next issue. Good luck finding the additional 25 comic books you need to understand the story somewhere here, somewhere. Good luck, idiot. I get it. If I would have read the whole series, I wouldn't have been confused. It's part of a series, but being European, I'm used to when I buy a comic called Spirou in New York, that I get a story with Spirou going to New York, having an adventure, going back home. And I'm like, oh, that sure was an adventure about this Spirou guy in New York. American comics are more an endless collection of things happening. I miss the structure. No guy goes to New York, has adventure, goes back. There's like 10 different factions and main characters you need to follow, so you're constantly jumping back and forth. This guy is doing this, and the queen is doing that, explosions, this guy, and that guy, and more guys, and more explosions, that guy, buy next issue. Like, what? doesn't even feel like a chapter in an ongoing story, more if you grab the first couple sentences from 10 chapters at the same time and form a new chapter out of that. I don't read many American comics, so maybe I always just happen to grab the worst ones. But from my experience, this is about how it goes.
Writing for video games is different than how a comic is written. Other pacing, different rules and length.
With a comic, you don't really get a story, you buy a little piece of a giant universe. And do we want that in our fast-paced action video games? Not sure.
I disagree. I agree completely.
Next letter. Why haven't you still not grabbed a knife and slashed Sonic wide open? I thought this was called Sonic Dissected. Ah yes, well my partner here is terrible with coming up with names. So at first this show would have been called Sonic Review. But besides sounding extremely generic, this is not really a review, since we don't focus on opinions, but on general observations. Then we could have named it Sonic Analysis, or Sonic Thesis, I suppose, but that sounds a little too scientific and official. As we're both amateurs and just kind of exploring ideas and not writing an actual scientific essay on the matter, we've decided Dissected sounds about right. Of course, if you guys are truly disappointed we haven't cut Sonic open with a knife yet, we'd happily do so after we've gotten sufficient requests for it.
Next. Shadow is... No! In your Generations Flash, you misspelled skyscrapers. Yes, I did that on purpose. See, my animations are highly intelligent, and therefore I fear my audience might feel a little inferior. That's why I occasionally add minor mistakes only simple-minded simpletons care about, so they feel smarter than me. Considering how incredible intelligent I already am, this should give them a huge confidence boost. You have no idea how many people I cured from their depression and hatred of life. I should get a Nobel Prize. Next. Shadow, no. Next. You misspelled yes. Next. Shadow, no. Next. Shadow, no. Next. You misspelled yes. No. No. Yes. No. Yes. Final letter of this episode.
Will you guys talk about Sonic 06?
Ah, great idea! It's not like there's a quadrillion other people who haven't talked about it yet. So, yes, we will. Next chapter then.
See you all next time, boys and girls. Cheerio!